The Channel 13 journalist Gil Tamari has had to apologise after he entered the holy city of Mecca despite a law that prohibits entrance to non-Muslims. He said he did not intend to offend Muslims and sought instead to showcase the beauty of the religion. But it seems the damage was already done. Take a listen to Mohammed Saud. He's a pro-Israeli Saudi activist.
Dear Israeli friends, one of your correspondents has entered the holy city of Mecca and shamelessly filmed there. It's like if I would have entered the synagogue and read the Torah. Channel 13, you should be ashamed. It's a disgrace to harm the feelings of Muslims. You're extremely rude. It's a disgrace.
Speaking in Hebrew, no less. Well, for more, we're joined by Hussein Abu Bakr Mansour. He's project director at the Endowment for Middle East Truth and joins us from Washington, D.C. Thank you very much indeed for being with us. And if you could explain it to us, first of all, how offensive is it for a non-Muslim to enter Mecca?
It is very offensive. It's very offensive not just to the Saudis, their national image and their law, but to the sensibilities of Muslims worldwide. The act of Mr. Tamari wasn't just an insult. It also, I think, jeopardizes a very important project in which a lot of people, diplomats, activists, have been working on for years in trying to bring Israelis and Jews at large closer to the Muslim world and closer to Saudi Arabia.
And we can really see that, can't we? By the way, this has sparked a huge controversy online in the Arab world. Is there a risk that the acts of this one journalist could derail the step-by-step normalization process that we are seeing between Israel and Saudi Arabia?
I think the diplomatic and political process has its own logic that's away from these things, but definitely the public image matters a lot. I think a lot of people underestimate the size of such a step for Saudi Arabia and the UAE before it to normalize relationship with Israel. A lot of people underestimate the impact of decades of hatred and anti-Semitism and conflict with Israel and how those governments have been working very delicately, very cautiously in order to change the public image of Jews and Israelis in their own societies. We've seen this year how Saudi Arabia chose Sheikh Mohammed Al-Isa, the head of the World Muslim League, who has built credentials throughout the past 2 years in reaching out to Jews, visiting Auschwitz, condemning the Holocaust, how they've chosen to give the sermons of the Hajj. All of this is meticulously calculated project to change those images. Now, acts like that of Mr. Tamari puts all of this at jeopardy. As you mentioned, there is already a lashback online. Pro-Palestinian activists already held on to this and started shaming the Saudis and the Saudi royal family for letting, a Jew. The hashtag, unfortunately, runs, it's not even Israelis. It says a Jew in the holy city, using this in order to attack those countries and attack the normalization process. So there is no doubt that this will have an impact.
Yeah, as you say, it's one thing for governments to take steps, but what really counts is how the people feel. Do you think that this shows the need for more education, perhaps, between Muslims and Jews about their respective religions?
Most definitely. I think, in my opinion, this is actually the most important thing. By the end of the day, political and diplomatic normalizations is not just about business and diplomatic relations. Those things matter, but they are not the only things matter. I think what matters the most is peaceful and open relationships between nations and religions, societies starting to talk to each other and get to know each other. This shows that this act of irresponsibility shows that there is truly a need for this education on both sides. I do a lot in terms of trying to educate Muslim and Arab societies about Judaism, the Jewish people, and Israel to dismantle a lot of the mythology that's been built throughout the last century. But I think this also shows the need also to this education on the other side as well.
Yeah, I think respect is the key word there, isn't it? Hussein Abu Bakr Mansour, we appreciate it. Thank you very much indeed.